Now let's move further on the next part, the sex organs. Okay, how are the sex organs now divided over here? Let's start from the beginning. Uh, in the very first part, generally there are two types of reproduction. Either it is sexual or asexual. In Porifera, if it is sexual, then it is occurring through sperms. If it's asexual, then it can be any of these two techniques, that is either budding or a gemule. These are the two ways by which they are moving further on the asexual mode of reproduction. What is budding? That you will study in your class 10. What is gemule? That you'll study in the further classes. Right now you are not having about it. Only the names are given. So I just want to tell you these are the names of the modes of asexual reproduction which you are going to study further. Let's understand about the sex organs. Which part we first had a talk about? The very first part we had a talk about is the porifera sex organs. Uh, if we talk about their reproduction, then it can be either sexual or asexual. If it is sexual, then it will occur through sperms. If it's asexual, then it will occur through either budding or gemule. Please note down this in the first point in porifera. Note it. So I have noted. Then the second part is not given. Porifera cylindrita it's not given in our textbooks. We will not do it. Moving further, third cylindrita. In the Plathelminthes, you are having about hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodites का मतलब क्या होता है? They are having both sexual and asexual parts in their body itself. उनकी खुद की body में they are having both the systems developed. So those are called as hermaphrodites. So porifera, there is nothing. Cylindrita, sorry, porifera you are having about sexual and asexual both. Cylindrita you have nothing. Then Plathelminthes they are hermaphrodites. उसके बाद जो भी हैं सारे unisexual हैं till this 3. Okay. So third onwards, that is Plathelminthes में hermaphrodites. Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda तीनों में क्या आएगा? Unisexual. Okay. Hermaphrodites, then unisexual, unisexual, unisexual. Unisexual means what? One of the sex is present and it can be, it is mostly in their case the sexual reproduction that is getting carried out. So note it down quickly. Hermaphrodites, then unisexual, then again unisexual, again unisexual. Further, over here, in the mollusca, you are having again, they are having separate organs for the entire reproduction part, and there is no note given about the echinodermata. So please note it down. Last ma dash, પછી separate એની ઉપર 3 unisexual, then hermaphrodites, then again dash, and then sexual and asexual both you are having. So this is about the entire sex organs. Okay. Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning program. Friends, welcome to Science by Harsha ma'am. I hope you remember that we have already completed the kingdom Plantae. And in Animalia, we have already done that. How is the basic bifurcation done? In our today's session, we are going to talk about the 8 phylums. Total, there are how many phylums in kingdom Animalia? 9. Among them, we are going to talk about the 8. Yes, as you can see at my back, I am having one particular remember the entire kingdom Animalia very quickly. Yes, it's true. Entire kingdom Animalia will be clear with the help of this table. Now, I'm not going to send you this table to learn it and write it in front of me. So let's start on. What are the things which are given over here? First of all, the things which are given over here are, like you can see it over here, phylum's name is there. Then you are having the germinal layer, that is, it is either diploblastic or trypoblastic. Then you are having coelomate, that means it can be either acoelomate, pseudocoelomate or acoelomate. Then you are having about the symmetry, it can be either radial or bilateral. Then some of the important points regarding the body shape, habitat, where do they live, circulation, that means how in their body water, waste materials or blood, anything is flowing. Then you are having systems, RDN. What is the meaning of the word system? It means the respiratory system, digestive system and the nervous system. किसी भी इन तीनों में से किसी भी सिस्टम के बारे में आपकी टेक्स्ट बुक में दिया होगा तो यहाँ पे उसके बारे में बताया गया होगा. So here we are going to talk about 3 systems: respiratory system, digestive system and the nervous system. Then you are having the 6 organs. Finally, example and level. Level was the very first thing that we had talked about. Either it can be cellular, it can be tissue level, it can be tissue level, or it can be the like organ level system. And lastly, you are having the other characteristics. So this is about the part which we did. So first, you all have to make this many columns. Take a full scape page, and whenever you are taking the full scape page, don't write like horizontally, write, yes, don't write it horizontally, write it vertically this time. Okay, full scape pin page, I'm waiting for you. And in one full scape pin page you might be able to write maybe one phylum only. So phylum, germinal layer, coelomate, symmetry, body shape. I'm waiting first for you. Remove the pin page. Total there are 11 columns. How many columns are there? 11 columns. Make the 11 columns, ma'am is waiting for you. Be quick. Take a full scape page and make 11 columns. Take a full scape page and make 11 columns. Okay. If not completed, you can pause the lecture and you can make it. I'm not going to give this table to you, but you have to learn it at any cost. And this is the only trick by which you'll be able to learn it very quickly. Very first one is germinal layer. At the top, first write phylum. Phylum के बाद लिखो germinal layer, as it is written over here. After germinal layer, write coelomate. After the germinal layer, write coelomate, as it's written over here. Afterwards, write symmetry. Afterward, write symmetry. Then write body shape. Okay? आपको कॉलम्स बनानी है. पहला फाइलम, आफ्टर फाइलम व्हाट डू यू हैव? जर्मिनल लेयर, उसके बाद सिलेमेट, देन सिमेट्री, देन बॉडी शेप, then body shape, then habitat, then habitat. After that circulation, after that circulation, then systems, circulation लिख डालो, उसके बाद systems, then sex organs, then example, then level, then other characteristics. Okay, and for each you have to live about 10 lines, 10 lines छोड़ो, then write the next phylum. इतने phylum है, the name are over here. If it's not visible, I'll zoom it for you. This is the name, like this: Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and then you're having Chordata. Okay, I'll speak it. Till the meantime you have to write it. Once again: Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. Once again: Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. फिर से एक बार: Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. फिर से एक बार. I hope you have written till now. Now 2 to 3 times we'll repeat it: Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, and Chordata. So this is about the entire thing. Now we are having the germinal layer. Germinal layer, if you see, पहले दो में डाइपोप्लास्टिक है, that is in Porifera and Coelenterata. बाकी सब में it's ट्राइपोप्लास्टिक. So only the first two germinal layers, Porifera and Coelenterata, they are डाइपोप्लास्टिक. बाकी सारे कैसे हैं? ट्राइपोप्लास्टिक. First two dipoplastic, other all tripoplastic. Now, suppose a short neuron mollusca is coming and you are asked to write out. The very first point is you will write about mollusca, that is, it is belonging to kingdom Animalia, one of the phylum of kingdom Animalia. Then its germinal layer is tripoplastic. Now, what is germinal layer? You can add out. Germinal layer means it is having three layers: ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. So like this you can write. बहुत आसान है अगर आप इसे किसी ट्रिक से लर्न करें तो. Still I am saying the content is very easy if you learn it with some tricks, and if it's very tough if you learn it without any kind of trick. Mix up हो जाएगा कि ये ट्राइपोप्लास्टिक था, एसिलेमेट था, कि रेडियल सिमेट्री थी. Try to learn it by this method. It will be very easy for you. Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinoderma. Coming to the germinal layer, it's like this. पहले दो में डाइपोप्लास्टिक, other all trypoplastic. Okay, write it quick. You have to write about the 9 phylums. पहले दो में डाइपोप्लास्टिक, बाकी सब में ट्राइपोप्लास्टिक. क्विकली राइट इट. Be quick. Next is acylamate and pseudocylamate and ecylamate. How that will come? You are having the heading of cylamate. Check out first 3 acylamate, fourth pseudo, उसके बाद सारे ecylamate. So when you are writing about the cylamate, पहला वाला acylamate, दूसरा वाला acylamate, तीसरा वाला भी acylamate, Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, वहाँ तक acylamate. That means xylem is absent. Then nematoda, pseudocylamate, only nematoda is pseudocylamate. उसके बाद जितने भी आएंगे उतने ecylamate, that means xylem is present. पहले 3 में acylamate, fourth pseudocylamate, fifth onwards it's ecylamate. Come on, right. फिर से एक बार, Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. पहले तो डाइपोप्लास्टिक, बाकी सारे ट्राइपोप्लास्टिक. सिलम में पहले 3 एसिलमेट, चौथा सूडोसिलमेट and fifth onwards it is E-silamate. Note it down quickly. Be quick. Next is, if we talk about symmetry, it can be either radial or it can be bilateral. पहले दो में radial, बाकी सब में bilateral, लेकिन last में you are having both. Radial in adults and bilateral in larvae. First two radial, बाकी सब में 7th तक bilateral. Lastly, radial in adults and bilateral in larvae. Once again, Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Chordata. But we are talking about only 8. First two dipoblastic, all rest tripoblastic. Then we talk about xylem. If we talk about xylem, then in xylem, first 3 axylem, fourth is pseudocoelomate, rest all acoelomate. Symmetry. First, second and third acoelomate. पहले 3 acoelomate, fourth pseudocoelomate and fifth onwards acoelomate. Note it down. Then also the symmetry. First two radial, other all bilateral, and in last radial in adults and bilateral in larvae. Note it. पहले दो quickly note it. Chalo, be quick. Be quick. So I hope till here, till the first 3 points, you are clear. First 3 points, germinal layer, coelomate and symmetry is now clear. Okay. Moving further. Now we are going to move further. How to move further now? We are having 11 columns, लेकिन 11 columns में से हमने 3 है वो we have done. We have done how many? First 3. Okay, next we are going to do habitat. Now that was about the symmetry. Further, we are going to move on the habitat. This is the column of habitat. First of all, again we'll recall the all 8 phylums: Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Chordata. We are going to discuss first 8 and then 9th one in detail. Habitat. Okay, line wise आपको याद रखना है. सबसे पहला Porifera, उसमें क्या है? Marine. Second, Coelenterata. Coelenteratas are also called as cnidarians. And where are they present? Where do they live? They live in the marine and fresh water. Further, Porifera, Coelenterata. If we talk about Plathelminthes, then that means they are generally coming under the category of all the worms. The flatworms, they are If there it is a flatworm, then it is living its life as a parasite. Uh, that means they are ultimately creating problem uh, on any of the person, like may not only person and any of the living organism. It can be external parasite or an internal parasite. या बॉडी के बाहर रह के वो लोग अफेक्ट करते हैं या बॉडी के अंदर जाके अफेक्ट करते हैं. Then comes planaria, which are free living. Once again try to recall marine and fresh water. उसके बाद Porifera cylindrita हो गया. Then Plathelminthus. If it is a Plathelminth, where it will live? If it is in that, there are two cases. It can be either flatworm or it can be a planaria. If it is a flatworm, then it will live as parasite. If it is a planaria, then it will live as free living. Then Porifera cylindrita Plathelminthus nematoda. Nematoda, it is present where? In water as well as soil. Okay, once again, Porifera, marine. Cylindrita, marine and fresh. Plathelminthus, if it is a flatworm, it will reside as a parasite. If it is a planaria, it will be free living. Porifera, Cylindrita, Plathelminthus, nematoda. If we talk about nematoda, then where it will live? It will live water and soil. Then Porifera, Cylindrita, Plathelminthus, nematoda, Annelida. Where is Annelida living? In the moist soil. Then further you are not having anything except this. That is Echinodermata, the last one. Here, if it is the marine, important point over here is just remember, if it is marine, then it will swim and it is called as pelagic. And here it is called as benthonic. If it is marine and it is swimming, then it is called as pelagic. And if it is staying at the bottom, what it is called as benthonic. Okay, so this is about the entire part. Once again, you have to remember everything, but first note down this, then we'll move further. Be quick and note it. Remember the spelling, it is pelagic, P-E-L-A-G-I-C. Okay, next. The first from the beginning, you have to note marine, marine and fresh water, then this. I hope it's visible. First, second, third, fourth. Note it. Note down the habitat. Okay. The next one, moist soil. Okay, it's moist soil. I hope you have written in the entire habitat. I go through it once again. If it's porifera, it will live in the marine water. If it's cylindrita, it will live in marine as well as fresh water. Then plathelminthes, if they are flatworm, then they'll live their life as a parasite. If they are uh, planaria, then they are free living. Porifera, cylindrita, plathelminthes, then nematoda. Nematoda, where it is living in water and soil, and Annelida in the moist soil. Last Patma, if they are marine and they are swimming, then they are called as pelagic, and if they are staying at the bottom, they are called as benthonic. So that completes the entire habitat. So here we have completed 1, 2, 3, 4 things. The next thing is about the example which you have to remember. What is the example over here? Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, octopus, starfish. आपको सिर्फ और सिर्फ इतना एग्जाम्पल है वो याद रखना है. Once again, what are the examples? They are given at the back, लेकिन you have to first try to learn it. Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, then octopus, starfish. Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, octopus, starfish. Once again, they are in this way: Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, octopus, starfish. Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, octopus, starfish. Once again, Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, octopus, starfish. 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 I'm giving you time to note it. Come on. Quickly write the name. I hope now it's visible. Then first three are written, then next is Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, then octopus and starfish. I hope the names are written. Write the next octopus and starfish. Quickly do it. So, I think it's clear till now. Let's move further on the next part, which is the example. The example is over. The next part, which is cellular. First cellular, second में कुछ नहीं, उसके बाद till seventh organ. First cellular, second में कुछ भी नहीं, उसके बाद everything will include organ. Once again, first cellular, second में कुछ नहीं, other all are organ. Okay, so this is about the part that we have done today. My dear ones, I hope you have understood all the content. In our next lecture, we are going to move further on the body shape, circulation, the sex organs, and the other characteristics. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 things we'll do in our next lecture. What is the phylum? First, name all the 9 phylums. You should be at the tip of your tongue. It's the Sporifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. उसके बाद जर्मिनल लेयर. पहले 2 में डायपोप्लास्टिक, all the rest trypoplastic. Coelomate, first 3 acoelomate, then pseudocoelomate, rest all acoelomate. Symmetry, first 2 radial, rest all bilateral. The last one is having radial in adults and bilateral in larvae. Next we did about the habitat, that is where they are living, marine and fresh water. Then if they are flatworms, they live as parasites. If they are planaria, then they are free living. Then it is present in the water and soil. Then it is present in the moist soil. उसके बाद नीचे कहीं पे भी नहीं है. रहते तो हैं वो लोग, लेकिन it is not given in a textbook, so we'll avoid learning it at this stage, because rest of the information is so much given that if we go on learning that part, we'll be able to miss out this. Next part, that is the sex organs, which we have done about example. The example was Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, Earthworm, Cockroach, Octopus and Starfish. Level, first one is cellular level, second one not given, rest all are organ. Fine. I hope you have understood all the content that has been delivered today. In our next lecture, we are going to discuss about the body shape, because we need to discuss about the basic diagram and we need to see about their structure and how they are looking. So the body shape, the circulation, their system, that is the respiratory system, nervous system, digestive system, the organs and other characteristics in our next lecture. So I hope you have understood all the content that has been delivered today. Thank you so much for listening to me and have a very good day. That's all. Bye bye. Now friends, let's have a further look at the further parts of this table. Okay, what is further given? Further that is given is the body shape. Now you and I can do nothing in this. Body shape is how the body is and we have to memorize it. How is the body shape? If we talk about the very first one, Porifera, then they are cylindrical in shape. Next, Coelenterata, they have special stinging cells which are called as cnidoblast, and they released cnidocyst which can catch and paralyze the prey. Cnidocyst is something that will increase, that will paralyze the prey. This is the material that is going to paralyze the prey. So the very first one was Porifera, how its body is cylindrical. Then Coelenterata, what it is having? Cnidoblast. What that cnidoblast will release? Cnidocyst. Stinging means काटते हैं, जैसे like you have known that काटे कैसे चुभ जाता है, like that it is. Sting, it will sting. Next, Plathelminthes. Segments are not seen. Okay, like earthworm में segments होते हैं. These do not have segments, but they are flat like ribbon. Moving further, Nematoda, how is their body? Their body is cylindrical, which is very tough and it is covered by cuticle. Now what is cuticle? In our previous content, we have done about what is cuticle. Annelida, their body is segmented like earthworm. Arthropoda, their body is segmented. Their exoskeleton, that means outer part, is made up of chitinous cuticle and it is enclosed hard, so it will limit the growth of the organism, and that is called as molting. मतलब कि each and every organism cannot increase its size after a further limit. एक particular limit के बाद उनकी size further exceed हो सकती है नहीं. So that is what is stated over here. Next, mollusca. Their body is soft body and head, and they have visceral mass and food. Next, coelenterate. Their body is unsegmented and the head is absent. Sir hota hai? Nahi. Let's move further. Now, once again, body shape. Here it is. Read it quickly so that we can move further. What it is? Porifera. How is the body shape? Cylindrical. Coelenterata, they have special stinging scales. What is that called as? Cnidoblast. What it is going to release? Cnidocyst. What will that do? It will catch and paralyze the prey. Then Plathelminthes, how is their body? Segments are not seen. They are flat like ribbon. Next, Nematoda, how is their body? Cylindrical and covered by a tough cuticle. Annelida, segmented. Arthropoda, they are having, the exoskeleton is made up of chitinous cuticle and it is very hard. So it will limit the growth of the organism. And what is that process called as? Molting. Here, how is their body? Soft body, head, visceral mass and food. Echinodermata, how is their body? Unsegmented. Okay. Next, we have done about this habitat. Next part is circulation that we have to do. Here in circulation, this ostia will come over here. For water movement, they are having the cells which are called as canocytes. And about ostia they have written. You can open your biology textbook and you can see this ostia. And at the top they are having one opening कि जहाँ से कोई भी चीज़ आती है और कोई भी चीज़ जाती है, and that is called as osculum and it also works as anus. Okay, open your biology textbook. I'm giving you simply 30 seconds and just see ostia. You'll have something like this, a top opening over here. That will work as the anus. Next, Coelenterata. In Coelenterata, anus is absent and the waste material is removed through tentacles like in Hydra. Upar aise they are having tentacles and from there the entire part is removed. Next, about Plathelminthes. They have less developed excretion system and for excretion they are having flame cells. Here about nothing is mentioned about the entire thing in our textbook. The next part is this one, which is Annelida. They are closed and blood flows. For the excretion, they have a tube which is called as metanephridia, and waste is removed either in the form of ammonia or in ammonia, that is NH3 form. How is the body structure? Closed, and blood will flow through it. And for excretion, they are having metanephridia. Let's move further. Further, nothing is specified in the circulation. Let's have a quick look again at the circulation. They are having ostia and osculum as the waste removal. Coming to the next part, Coelenterata. In Coelenterata, anus is absent and waste material is removed through tentacles. Plathelminthes, they are having less developed things for excretion. For excretion, they are having flame cells. Nematoda, circulation के बारे में कुछ लिखा नहीं है. Annelida, their body is closed and the blood is flowing through it, and they are having special tube-like structure which is called as metanephridia for excretion. Moving on further on the systems, that is RDN, respiratory, digestive and nervous system. Respiratory system માટે we this is absent over here. Here directly it is starting from plathelminthus. Nervous system is developed and no digestive tract. In plathelminthus, nervous system is developed but there is no digestive tract. Next part, Annelida. It's nematoda. In nematoda, respiratory system is absent but digestive system is developed. Okay. Annelida, after that you are having nematoda, after that you are having Annelida. In Annelida, the digestive system is very much developed and the respiration is through gills. Arthropoda, the digestive system is developed and how is the respiration? Again by gills. Here, mollusca, respiration by gills. Echinodermata, the respiration is through tube feet. Like octopus, they are having starfish. Respiration occurs through their tube feet. The respiratory system, digestive system and nervous system is very clearly specified over here. Nervous system is developed, no digestive tract. Respiratory system absent, digestive system developed. Digestive system is developed and respiration is through gills. In the Annelida, for arthropoda, the digestive system is developed and respiration is through gills. Mollusca, respiration through gills, and here the respiration through tube feet. 6 organs are done. Coming to the last part, that is other characteristics, and it is given only in few. Coming to the Coelenterata, these are cnidaria or polyps, cnidarias, and it is divided into two parts, that is polyps and the medusa. Polyps, they are living in colony, झुंड में रहते हैं, and the mode of reproduction is asexual and the fertilization is internal. Moving further, the medusa, they will swim freely and the mode of reproduction is sexual and it is external. Coming further, arthropoda, it is the largest phylum, सबसे बड़ा phylum कि जिसमें 90% of सारी चीजें involved हैं, and that is this arthropoda. उसके बाद next mollusca. Their body is covered by fresh mantle. मतलब आप entire thing जैसे उसे उठाओ, then that time it is very spongy like, and its body is made up of calcareous cells which is covering the entire body. Calcareous cells means it is containing calcium carbonate. Echinodermata, their exoskeleton is made up of again the calcareous spines. With this we complete the entire kingdom Animalia. Let us have a quick look at the entire kingdom Animalia, how and everything what it is given. Porifera, Coelenterata, Plathelminthus, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. Terminal layer पहले दो में डाइपोब्लास्टिक, उसके बाद ट्राइपोब्लास्टिक, उसके बाद सब में ट्राइपोब्लास्टिक है, सिर्फ पहले दो में ही डाइपोब्लास्टिक है. Coelomate, first 3 acoelomate, 4th pseudocoelomate, rest all acoelomate. Then you are having body shape. First is cylindrical, उसके बाद नाइडोब्लास्ट, नाइडोसिस्ट के बारे में लिखा हुआ है. Segments are not seen in nematoda, and arthropoda, they are segmented, and their exoskeleton is made up of chitinous cuticle that will limit the growth of any organism, and that is called as molting. After that, mollusca, their body is very soft, and echinodermata again, they are having unsegmented body and सर होता है नहीं. उसके बाद you are having habitat, that is where do they live. Marine, then marine and fresh water. If they are flatworm, then they are living as a parasite, and if they are planaria, then they are free living. Nematoda, they are present in water and soil. Annelida in moist soil, and if it's echinodermata, then they are marine, they swim. If they are marine, they will swim. Then they are flaggy, and if they are staying at the bottom, then they are benthonic. Circulation, कैसा होता है movement? If it's water, then it's having water circulation is through cnidocytes and canocytes, and for the removal of the waste material they are having osculum. Coming to next part, that is Coelenterata. There the waste material is removed through tentacles. Plathelminthes, they are having less developed excretion system. Excretion is occurring through flame cells. Moving further, Annelida, they are having a closed structure and the blood is flowing through it, and for excretion they are having metanephridia, and waste is removed through ammonia. Next we are having the system that is RDN, respiratory, digestive and nervous system. Only from Plathelminthes they are talking about the nervous system is developed. There is no digestive tract. Annelida, respiratory system is developed, but respiratory system is absent, but digestive system is developed. That was Nematoda. Annelida, digestive system is developed, but respiration is through gills. Arthropoda, digestive system developed, respiration through gills. Mollusca, respiration through gills, and Echinodermata, respiration through tube feet. 6 organs, sexual through sperms and asexual through budding and gemule. Coelenterata, nothing is specified here, hermaphrodites. After that, all are unisexual. Coming to mollusca, they are having separate sex organs. Examples: Cycon, Hydra, Planaria, Ascaris, earthworm, cockroach, octopus, starfish. हमने properly learn किया ही था. Level, then here first is cellular, rest all is organ. Coming to the other characteristics, that is only from in Coelenterata, Arthropoda and the last two. Coelenterata, they are divided into two parts, which is polyps and medusa. Polyps are the one that are living in the colonies, and they have asexual mode of reproduction, and internal fertilization take place, and if it's medusa then they will swim freely, and through sexual reproduction everything will be done, and internal and external fertilization both are possible. Arthropoda is the largest phylum. Mollusca, the body is covered by fresh mantle that will secrete calcareous cells that is covering the entire body. Similarly, in Echinodermata, exoskeleton is made up of calcareous spines. And that is all, my dear students, for today's content. That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you're clear with the entire 8 phylums. That's all. Have a very good day. Bye bye.